Hey. What are you doing here? Come on. Be serious. What are you doing here? Word on the street is you're running from the cops. And that you need a place to lie low. I always told you to keep out of trouble. It's okay. You're lucky that we have our own book club, so I guess, I can keep a fugitive in my house. Well, are you ready to continue reading? Good. Alone by Megan E. Freeman. As we continue. Parole. See, I'm just thinking about you being in trouble. Peril. Noun. Grave risk, exposure to injury, loss, or destruction. Danger. You are in peril. Menace. I pedal my bike down the dry enough road, steer around places still coated with icy mud. Avoid potholes. We're heading to Bullseye. Need new shoes and jeans to replace the ones I've outgrown. Dog food, propane, lantern, mantles. George lopes alongside, nose in air, sniffing spring. Around the corner behind the post office, George freezes. Growls low and deep. What is it, buddy? I wheel around, come back where he has halted. Fur on the back of his neck. Stands straight up. A car door slams. Wait, a car door slams? Incomprehensible. Dismount, turn in circles, look for an explanation. Something crashes. Metal hits metal. I cry out. Run toward Main Street in the certain presence of other humans. Almost to the corner, explosion of breaking glass stops me hard. A cry of pain. Is this the imminent threat? A man's angry voice. Keep whining about how tired you are, and next time I won't just break your nose. I stay frozen with George silent beside me. The same angry voice barks orders. Let's go, come on, move it. Back that truck up here and get it loaded. We gotta be over the border by dark. Gears grind. The beep, beep, beep of a truck in reverse echoes off buildings. Others men's voices rumble. Shout to each other. Metal hits metal again. Let's go, pick up the pace, you morons. Angry voices closer. I move into shadows, George follows. We slip down the alley. I grab a bit of muddy clothesline. Tie George to the fence. He whines, but I tell him to shush. He sits down, cocks his head. I inch around the side of the building. Men shout, call to one another. I peer over the windowsill and leave client's store. See across the showroom and out through the display windows to the street beyond. Angry voice has a shaved head, mirrored sunglasses, combat boots. His scalp is tattooed with skull, tangled in thorns. Other men push heavy appliances through broken display windows to a moving truck on the sidewalk. Their heads are also shaved. Ink stains their arms. They aren't careful. They shove and stack appliances, cram as much as possible into the truck. Throw smaller items into the bed of the pickup, parked in the street. Blood gushes from one man's nose, but he keeps working. More glass breaks. Two men come out of the antique attic with the cash register. Add it to the rest. Angry voice shouts from the sidewalk, points up the block. You two, head over to the pawn shop, grab anything we can fence or sell for scrap, but no serial numbers. The men run, chains on their boots rattle. I crouch down beneath the window, hide behind an air conditioning unit. I'm sure they can hear my heart sledgehammering my ribs. I stay still. On the one hand, these men are not government or military, not a rescue squad. They remind me of rioters I saw on the internet. What did he mean by fence? And why no serial numbers? And when they finish looting the street, will they start on the neighborhoods? On the other hand, they also remind me of the pastors at the megachurch, the ones with Carhartt work clothes and hipster tattoos. Shaved heads don't necessarily equal danger. These are the first people I've seen in months. They have the power to get me out of here. They might have cell phones I can use. Give me a ride to an evacuation center. Then again, it seems like they're breaking law. If they know I've seen them stealing, they might not help me at all. If they turn out to be dangerous, I have no protection against them. If they're creeps as well as thieves, I could be in much deeper trouble than I could ever escape. Can't think straight. Think. All my thoughts are questions. None of them are thoughts. Risk, rescue, help, safety, criminals, danger, assault. A voice shouts out from the street. The deciding factor. Hey, check out what we found in the pawn shop, I spy. A man jogs back to the group. He holds a tiny kitten, mewing and squirming. What the hell? Angry voice looks at him like he's crazy. What exactly do you plan to do with that? Keep it. It's kind of cute. I can ride in the pocket of my jacket. Angry voice looks at him. Holds out his hand. Let me see it. Takes the kitten, holds it, picks up a towel from the truck bed, wraps the kitten tightly, swings the towel twice up over his head and slams it hard into the side of the big truck, tosses the towel and its contents back to the man, turns and shouts orders at the others. The man holds the towel. Nothing moves. He tosses it into the dirty snow, climbs into the back of the truck, helps muscle a dishwasher on board. These are not my rescuers. If I'm not careful, I will need to be rescued from them. I inch back down the alley to where George waits. Please don't bark, George. We sprint away. Thank God there isn't enough snow to leave tracks. We dodge in and out of shadows. I want to go back for my bike, but can't risk being seen. I hope if the looters find it in the street, they will think it abandoned in the evacuation. At Dad's house, I lock the doors, run upstairs, peer down through the curtains to the street below. Nothing moves. So glad I didn't make a fire this morning. No wood smoke smell. Mind rips through the possibilities. What if they go looting house to house? What if they find me? What if they hurt me? Breathe in, exhale. Breathe in, exhale. Breathe in, exhale. One thing is clear. I need to know what's happening. I need to see and know for sure. I have one advantage. I know that where they are, but they have no idea I exist. Reconnaissance. Dad's black sweatshirt, Jennifer's black jeans, black stocking cap. Feed George, scratch him between the ears. Good boy, stay. Lace up boots, slip out the back door, lock. Run toward Main Street, stay in alleys, between garages, stop frequently to listen. I hear them before I see them. The looters have progressed farther down the street and are at the park and ride. They hoist up barrels of cell phones, dump the phones into the back of the pickup. Metallic waterfall of plastic and glass. Angry voice leans against the bus shelter, lights a cigarette. I drop to my hands and knees, crawl on my belly under a hedge of forsythia bushes. Peer through branches, and then toss empty barrels aside, reach for others. Angry voice barks. Come on, you idiots! Move it! He swears. They hustle to pick up the next barrel. He flicks the ash from his cigarette. His eyes glance over ads on the side of the shelter. My heart stops. Right in plain sight, taped to the bus shelter, faded from winter, is my sign from last May, announcing I am here, begging for help. I freeze as angry voices' eyes read over my words. Help! 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 I was left behind and missed the transport. Please call! He turns, scans the parking lot. I press myself lower into the ground, pray the bushes will keep me concealed. He fishes the phone out of his pocket, turns back to my sign, dials, reads something on the screen, puts the phone back in his pocket. Reaches into the moving truck, binoculars. Climbs up on the top of the cab, peers through the lenses, scrutinizes the entire area. 360 degrees. A man with a tattooed neck calls up to them. That's the last of them. He lowers the binoculars. Right. Load up then. Trucks roar to life. Men climb into a passenger van. Angry voice slides down from the roof of the cab, climbs into the driver's seat, flicks a cigarette into the gutter. All three vehicles pull out onto Main Street, accelerate in the direction of the interstate. I stay frozen until I can no longer hear the rumble of the biggest truck. Once it's been silent for several lifetimes, I roll onto my back and exhale. Tears roll down my cheeks. I didn't know it was possible to be relieved and devastated at the same time. Yeah, that would suck, wouldn't it? Would you have gone out to the people, the rioters, and asked for help, or would you have stayed behind like she did? Of course you would. I would stay behind. Poor kitten. For days afterward, I have trouble sleeping. What ifs haunt me. I'm terrified to think what might have happened if they found me, but still not convinced being found would have been all bad. Any sound makes me jump out of my skin. I wait more than a week before I start using lights again at night. Find my bike where I left it, ride cautiously through town, survey the damage the looters did to all the local businesses. Broken windows, broken doors, destroyed property, huge messes, but now across the stores is easier for me. I'm oddly grateful as I go in and out. Filling the bike trailer with supplies. In the little jewelry store, smashed display cases, empty of watches and silver and pearls. In the back room, toppled tables and chairs. Someone tried and failed to pull the safe out from under the counter. Looted workbenches. I opened drawers, looking for tools, supplies that might come in handy. There, in a bottom drawer, under issues of Gemstone magazine and a 6-pack of pocket tissues, I find a handgun. Black and large and heavy. I hold it in both hands. I whistle. I wish I could whistle. Can you whistle? Would I be capable of using a gun against those men to protect myself? Shattered glass, fresh blood on a white t-shirt, a little bundle in the dirty snow. Yes. He killed a kitten without blinking an eye. Absolutely yes. I will do whatever it takes to stay alive. And I have no idea what the outside world is becoming. I search all drawers and cupboards. Do you say cupboards or do you say cupboards? Find bullets on the top shelf behind cleaning solvents. I wrap the gun in my sweatshirt, tuck it into the bike trailer along with the ammunition and other supplies. I mount my bike and ride on. Annie Oakley. The first time I fire the gun, the noise and kick of the blast made me bite my tongue. I find a library book about the safe use of firearms, practice loading and unloading, lock George in the house, shoot cans and bottles in the back alley behind Dad's garage. Find George hiding in the coat closet. My aim improves. I can hit my target more often than not. Spring rolls towards summer. George and I move back to Mom's cooler, more comfortable house on the other side of the lake. I stay vigilant, never go anywhere unarmed. Months go by, the looters don't return, neither does anyone else. We patrol the town, keep an eye open for anything out of the ordinary, scavenge food and supplies. I relax a little, stop bringing the gun along every time we go out, leave it at home loaded on top of the refrigerator, ready to grab it at a moment's notice. Had to happen. I wake up early one morning to pee, blood in the toilet, my first period. I know what to do from all moms. Your body is a beautiful miracle. Conversations. Find pads under the sink in the master bathroom. I'm not afraid, but along with the ache in my lower back, a familiar weight sneaks up, surrounds my heart. Usually I push the weight down, stay focused on the job of keeping myself and George alive, but this time I let it wash over me. This ordinary yet significant event finds a fissure in the emotional wall I've built. I miss my mother more than ever. Getting my period is supposed to be a rite of passage. My mom is supposed to make a big embarrassing deal about it, supposed to celebrate that I'm normal and perfect and becoming a woman. In a French film, Dad and Jennifer Love, the mother slaps his daughter. In a French film, Dad and Jennifer Love, the mother slaps her daughter's cheeks, and the first time she gets her period, the mother explains it's to give her a rosy complexion and attract lots of boys. Ha! Any crushes I might attract are who know how many miles away, and I bet no one has even thought about me since before evacuation. Even if they could see me now, they'd never recognize the wild-looking spiked hair girl I've become, and would they even like me? doubtful. Would Ashanti and Emma? What would they think of my thieving and shooting and driving and disregarding every law ever made by the county sheriff or the fashion police? Have they started their periods yet? Were their mothers with them? Mom could slap my cheeks until the cows come home, and it wouldn't do a thing to help my freckled complexion. I'm so tired of holding it all together. Anything at all. I would give anything to have a real life grown-up take over all the worry and fear and work I've been doing for the past year, and just let me fall apart. I want nothing more than to cuddle up next to Mom and have her stroke my hair and sing to me like she did when I was small. I wonder for the millionth time if I made a mistake, not revealing myself to the looters. What if their toughness was just an act? What if they had rescued me and taken me to safety? What if I would already be reunited with my family by now? If I had taken the chance, all this loneliness and isolation might have been over months ago. I'll never know if the risk I didn't take was the stupidest decision of my life or the thing that saved it. But I'm alive now, and as painful as it is, loneliness alone won't kill me. At least I hope not. Soulmate. George senses my sorrow, nudges my hand with his soft nose. I kiss him, press my forehead to his broad brow. Souls merge and swirl. Such a good dog. My lower back aches. I decide our plan to haul bottled water from the gas station can wait. I crawl into George's solid form, snuggle up against his warm side, hum Mom's favorite lullaby until we both fall back to sleep. Model home. One afternoon we leave the bike and hike to the far side of the creek trail, wander through a half-built neighborhood development left unfinished. Foundations surround gaping cellars, skeleton frameworks of ghost houses waiting for walls and windows. At the end of the cul-de-sac, one solitary finished house with a sign out front, Model Home. A model home for our model families. A fist clenches in my chest, catches me off guard, my ears thrum. A high-pitched cicada call of blood rushes through my brain. Queasy, lean forward, hands on knees, going to throw up, going to throw up, going to throw up. But then, maybe not. Maybe just a soul sick, sick and tired, sick spit in the dust sick. Model family my ass. Two-dimensional sticker families on the back windows of minivans, jeering at the divorced kids riding behind them in the carpool lane. Stick figures brandishing totems of ecstatic idiocy, coffee cups and golf clubs, soccer balls and pom-poms. Where's the sticker step kid with her sticker suitcase, hauling between the sticker weeks back and forth, between sticker houses, subdividing the 24 hours of sticker Christmas between 4 sticker adults and 2 sticker street addresses. A truly model home would need twice the number of bedrooms for half the number of children. I belong to a family all by myself, the only intersection between 4 parents who try to make peace as if peace is a pie that can be baked, sliced, and served at progressive dinners. Rotating the children from table to table, house to house, I pick up the heaviest rock I can find and hurl it through the big front window. The splintering crash is almost satisfying. Building site. We pick our way through the half-finished construction of the neighborhood. Look for forgotten tools, useful items. Find one house with a plywood ramp leading to a doorway. Come on, George, let's check it out. We explore the ground floor, and I imagine what it could look like. I paint the walls rich hues to match plush Persian carpets. I build bookcases on one wall, add a window seat to a bay window. I love bay windows. I find what will become a staircase to the second floor. There are only slats where steps should be, but they are wide enough to climb if I use my hands. George puts his front paws on the bottom slat, but doesn't continue. He barks as I climb higher. Hush, George. He whines. Sits down, watches me. I climb up and stand, look out over the open floor plan. No constructed walls yet, so I have to guess where bedrooms will start and stop. Holes in the floor suggest a bathroom, but with no walls, interior decoration is more difficult. George barks and whines below. Good boy, George. I'm coming. Just a minute. In a minute, I say minute. Lightning blinks across the sky. Thunder rolls and rumbles in the distance. George barks again. Oh, Georgie, it's just a little thunderstorm. Don't be such a baby. George yelps. The wind kicks up. I shield my eyes from blowing sand. I'm coming, boy. Don't worry. I make the top of the stairs and glance at the sky. Dark storm clouds. A thin gray finger forms in the distance, points down and then pulls up again, teasing and poking at the ground beneath it. Crap. The tornado touches earth. A cloud of dust and debris flies up around the funnel. George! I shout, climbing down. I fight wind and hail. George barks, runs back and forth. Let's go! Come on, George. We run to the doorway, down the ramp, slip on wet plywood, land in mud at the bottom, look around for shelter. Everything is exposed. The model home sign blows past me, slams into the foundation. George, make for the house! We plow through the mud, run down the street to the cul-de-sac, with the lone house at the end. The sky's guacamole. I glance over my shoulder. The tornado is closing the distance between us. Come on, George! I put my head down against the hill. We reach the backyard, run to the door. Locked. See window wells open down to the basement rooms. Come on, George. I run for the nearest well. At the edge of the grass my foot catches. I smack down hard on my hands and knees. Pain sears through my left leg. Blood gushes from a gash in my shin. Sharp landscape edging drips sticky red. George barks again. The tornado roars. I drag myself the last 5 feet, lower my legs over the edge, drop 6 feet to the ground below. Come on, George. Attaboy, you can do it. George whines, puts his front paws over the edge of the wall. I start to cry. Come on, boy. Please, George. He puts his head on his paws, looks down at me. The wind is deafening now. The air is full of debris. I turn to the window, try to slide it open. Locked. I shift my weight onto my hip with my good leg. I break the window, reach around and unlock it. Slide it open and slip through. I lose my balance, and for a moment I can't tell if I'm falling or dizzy or both. I land on the carpet in the family room. My body is still, but my brain still spins. I can't find George. The safest place will be the bathroom, close to the plumbing and away from the windows. I drag my throbbing leg across the floor toward a closed door. Discover 2 bedrooms and a closet before I find the bathroom. Crawl to the bathroom, pull myself over and inside. The last thing I hear before I pass out is the crash and shatter of windows upstairs imploding. I hope George made it. Consciousness. My neck hurts. I moan in shift position, but I'm trapped in something hard and cold. I open one eye. All is white. Pain stabs when I try to sit up. Turn my head. I'm in the bathtub. It's completely silent. I survived. Equilibrium. I don't know how long I was unconscious or how long the storm lasted, but a dim glow from the family room suggests it's still daylight outside. Pull myself into a seated position, and on the floor next to the bathtub is George. Head on his paws, he tracks me with his eyes, wags his stub of tail, gazes up. Good. I try to stand, but the pain in my leg surprises me. I fall backwards. George stands up and presses himself against the bathtub, looks at me, and barks. I lean over and put my weight on him, balance on one leg. He braces me as I shift forward, maneuver over the edge of the tub. Mission accomplished. I lie, panting on the bathroom floor. This could be a long day, buddy. Injured. The gash on my leg looks like a canyon cut by an angry river. Crimson. Striated? Raw. A trail of blood leads from the outside the bathroom door, across the floor, and into the tub. I pull decorative towels off the towel rack, take off my t-shirt and rip it into strips, wrap a towel around the wound on my leg, cinch it in the strips of shirt, wearing only my sports bra and shorts. I struggle to stand. Even with George's help, I can't walk. I'm gonna need a crutch or something, George. We gotta find a first aid kit, and I'm betting that model homes don't have anything that useful in them. Room inventory. A vase of silk flowers, a scented candle in the back of the toilet, a floral shower curtain hanging from a shower rod. A shower rod, held in place by nothing more than a spring and some tension. I smile. There is my crutch, George. I gather the shower curtain, very innovative, in both hands, scoot on the floor to the middle of the room, brace my good leg against the tile, pull as hard as I can with both hands. The rod pops out, falls down with a clatter. I tear off the curtain, the rod, and George help me stand. Upstairs we survey the mess, shattered windows, draperies, and paintings in tatters. Furniture upended, kitchen cupboard, doors hang askew on their hinges. The front door that had been locked before has vanished. We hobble onto the front porch. Where before there were at least a dozen half-built house skeletons, now there is nothing. Not a single 2x4 piece of plywood remains. The only indication that this land has ever been intended for a neighborhood are the gaping cellar mouths every 50 feet. Holy crap, George, you're lucky to be alive. I guess this is really a model home. First aid. The sun is high in the sky. We limp along for what feels like hours. Tree limbs litter the streets and sidewalks, but nothing else in town appears damaged. We both head north toward the drugstore. The looters helpfully broke the lock on the door. I moved the brick I had wedged there to keep animals out of my last shopping expedition. I make my way down the first aid aisle, sit to nurse my wound. Blood has dried and caked on my towels. I bite my lip to keep from crying as I pull off the makeshift dressing. Before evacuation, I would get stitches. Little point in the thinking like that now. I pour hydrogen peroxide on the wound and cry aloud from the burning pain. I curse as it bubbles and faucets foamy pink. An infection could be the end of me. I grit my teeth and pour on some more. When the bottle is empty, I pat the wound dry, apply a liberal coating of antibiotic ointment, dress it in clean bandages, wrap an ace bandage over the entire thing. Okay, George, I think I'm ready for a guest appearance on Emergency 911. I rub his head between his ears. Let's get you some food before we head home. We make our way to the pet food aisle. Break open a box of dog biscuits. George devours them while I drink. A bottle of Gatorade in big, thirsty gulps, a package of peanut butter crackers, and a Kit Kat bar give me new energy. I fill a bag with first aid supplies and see the perfect solution to my problem. Propped in a big rack next to the pharmacy is a wide assortment of crutches. I choose 2, adjust them to my height, and begin the arduous walk home. Fever. My grandparents' is as far as I've managed to go. I prop the door for George to go pee, collapse on Grandma's bed, wake up achy and hot, dark out. Bedroom door spins on its hinges slowly, then faster and faster. A red rubber ball bounces through the room, ricochets off ceilings and walls. Drum beats pummel my brain. I fall backward, but where the bed should be, it isn't. Tumble through space, dizzy, disoriented, George's head under my hand. I know I need to drink. Dad's voice pounds on my eyeballs. Stay hydrated. Voices sips of soda left over from the sleepover that wasn't. Joints hurt, freezing or drenched in sweat, kick off the covers. Smell Grandma's perfume on the pillowcases. Grandpa wipes my forehead, takes my temperature. I was almost 5 when my parents divorced. Spent long days and nights in my grandparents' care. Climbed the big bed, tucked in under Grandma's arm. Listened to her read Little House in the Big Woods. Trixie Belden mysteries. Now in my feverish delusions, I conjured them to care for me again. Wow. It's a good book so far, huh? Crazy what's happening. Well, lucky you, I haven't heard the police come by. Chose a great house to stay low in. Lie low in. I guess you can stay a little bit longer. I won't kick you out. Well, I appreciate you choosing me. Much love.